Hi folks, Lee Cole here. Thank you so much for being on this webinar. This is our webinar about our really cool, extremely fun piece of software called MemeDog. I've got Mike and Gloria on here. Guys, say hello to everybody.
Hi everybody.
Hi everybody.
So Mike, I am going to make you a presenter.
Okay.
And hopefully we will see your screen.
Yep. I think it should be coming through any second. Can you just let me know when you...
Starting to see it. Well, we see a blue field.
The big blue expanse that is my clean desktop. I put it. You can have the clean mode. I've suddenly discovered. Because what I've been doing, I'm quite a
nice
desktop kind of guy.
Yeah.
I got embarrassed the other day, last time we were on the webinar, and I hurriedly moved all my icons. I've got 3 screens, so I just moved them all onto the left one so nobody could see what an untidy desktop I have. But anyway, I found that there's this clean mode, so now you can just look at this nice blue background instead. How about that?
I like the blue.
Every day.
Okay,
Nice.
so we can see that. Wall says he can see it, so let's take it away.
Okay, rock and roll. Well, as you know, I'm excited about this piece of software just because it is just so much fun, but also because of where it's kind of come from, and it literally came from a conversation a good friend of mine and I were having in the quite recent recent past. And really, he's such a good marketing guy, but he's done a lot of offline stuff. He's a little bit older than me. He's been doing it for years, and he's recently, in the last couple of years, got into the whole, online marketing and providing consultancy and stuff. And social media is obviously such an important thing these days. Whether you're doing search or whether whatever you're doing, it's kind of the glue that sticks it all together. And he over a coffee, he said, "Mike, what's the best way of driving traffic? What's the quickest and easiest way? Is like if you could only do one thing to get traffic, what would you do on social media?" I said, "Oh, it's easy. I'd use little memes. I'd use viral images because they're amazing how well received they are. It's so easy for people to engage with them, and it gets you traffic, and they're quite easy to do." So he was like, "Yeah, that's wicked. Show me what to do. Then how do I do all this?" And that's kind of where this whole thing sort of come from. So I mean, just before I get into that, I just thought it might be useful for everybody to see, because I just did a test on one of my LinkedIn accounts earlier, just purely just to see what happens, so I could demo it on here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And all I did was I got one of these memes, which, I mean, there's one on the screen there. That's not one of ours, but effectively it's an image with, a nice looking image with a quote on it that people are going to want to engage with. And I shot one out there, and I don't know if you can see my LinkedIn sidebar there at the moment, but it's quite a cool little graphic that LinkedIn do, and straight away you can actually see that particular meme that I shared, that particular image that I shared, has had 161 views, and it's already had a like and it's already had a comment. And actually, I won't bore you with the grim details, but that comment was really cool because it's actually somebody I haven't dealt with for about 2 or 3 years, but they were just there in my LinkedIn, and they saw the meme, and then they remembered that they wanted to talk to me about something, and we're going to be having a meeting next week, and I'm sure that could lead to something really cool. So I just wanted to show that they're very effective in terms of getting that sort of engagement, whether it's LinkedIn or Twitter or Google, or any of the social networks. Really, the same is true. They work really well. So what I thought I'd do before I sort of showcase the software and how cool that is, I thought it might just be useful for the guys that haven't seen the little demo vid that's out on YouTube at the minute. I'll just sort of walk through how you can make your own memes. I mean, if there's people out there that don't think the software is going to be for them, that's really cool. I mean, you can do this manually if you want to. All software ever should do is just speed up something that works manually. So I'm going to walk you all through that, and then we'll take a look at the software, and then we can sort of compare just how effective that is at saving some time and creating these little memes that can drive all this traffic. So the first thing you need if you're going to create a meme is an image. And really, it's got to be good quality image. If the image isn't that great, it's not going to get it's not going to get that much engagement. You need something that's attractive, that's easy on the eye, that people are going to be attracted to. and then they're going to, they're going to want to engage with you. So for all the sort of high-end stuff that we do, anything with our clients or our own businesses, I tend to use a website called bigstockphoto.com. Now there is another one which is iStock. There's Dreams Time. There are a couple out there that I'd recommend. I just prefer to use Big Stock. I've got an account with them, and that's really, really cool. And you can actually you can find a ton of images on there, and they're high class. They're really the good stuff. So I'll type business in there, and wow, straight away there's lots and lots of really good quality images that I can choose from. So I tend to post memes that are to do with business or tech or motivational stuff and that kind of thing. So I'd come on here, I'd find an image, I'd buy a copy of it, so I had the license to be able to share that and use it for advertising, which is basically what this is. You can actually get plans. So if you find that you're going to go down this route and you're going to do quite a lot of them, what I'd probably recommend with Big Stock is web page is just loading there. You can actually subscribe to the different plans, which is kind of what I do, or you can just do a pay-as-you-go thing. If you're doing that, so you can get the images down as cheap as I'm in sterling, obviously being in the UK, so it's about $1 an image, something like that. Or if you do it pay-as-you-go, I think it's about $5 an image, but they are very good quality images. They do get an awful lot of engagement, so you might find that in certain circumstances it's worth putting that sort of investment into creating the right image that's going to go viral and drive you a load of traffic. So I've got loads of images, so I'm not going to buy one, but I'm just going to bring one in here. And my tool of choice for this kind of thing is Photoshop. Pretty universal. I'm sure a few guys have got that out there. It is the daddy of kind of photographic editing software that's out there. Again, it is a case you get what you pay for, though. It's many hundred. I'm not sure what the dollar price of Adobe is, but I think I paid about 4,000 quid for the whole Adobe Master Suite, which is all the web stuff as well. But again, it's a tool. It's a heavy duty tool. So if that's in your price bracket, then it might be of use. So I'll bring the image in. There it is. It's quite a nice image. A guy escaping from his drudgery thing to the beach there with his business. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that better. And so I've got my image. The next thing I need to do is go and find a quote that's going to be engaging to people. And my favorite place to do that is QuoteDB. Just get that up. My Chrome seems a little bit hanging somehow tonight. Maybe it's because we've got the webinar stuff running. But yeah, QuoteDB.com. Worth sticking in your bookmarks for anybody out there. You can get a quote of the day and all sorts of stuff that's pretty cool. It's when that all loads up. There we go. And as you can see, there's literally thousands in here. There's all the different categories. You can just get on here and you can spend some time and find a quote for reasons of trying to be quick for this demonstration. I'm just going to literally pull a random one from this rather than trying to pull something particularly relevant. So I'm going to that'll do. Common sense is an uncommon degree. An uncommon degree is what the world calls wisdom. Well, there you go. Anyway, so I'm going to copy that off of there and I'm going to go across to Photoshop. I'll take my text tool and I'm going to drag out a box, and then I should be able to paste into there. Alright, okay, so this is, I'm going to need to just resize this a little bit, so we'll make that a little bit bigger. That's cool. I'm going to make it white so people can see it a bit better. And there we go. In fact, actually, that's getting a little bit lost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little background. Let's drop that down here so we can still see the image. Show transform controls. Image. There we go. That's cool. I'm going to drop the opacity down on that a little bit. just so we can still see the image through it. Ah, cool. Okay. Looks very good. I'll grab the image. We need to pull that up to the top of there. That's a bit big now, typical. Let's just make that a little bit smaller. Okay. And there we go. Aha, finally. Okay, so it's a little bit fiddly, but it gets the job done, and actually that's a pretty nice image. The other thing that I would highly recommend anybody who's trying to drive traffic with viral imagery does is actually stamp on there something that people are going to do, whether it's just whether it's a web address or a profile or whatever it is, the message that you're trying to put out there. Make sure you do that. So I'm going to shamelessly promote my blog, myself and mike.com, and there we go. It's as simple as that. I say as simple as that. Obviously, if you know your way around Photoshop and you don't mind spending some time finding a good quote and a good image, it's quite straightforward. So I could save that out, and then what I'd probably go and do is start posting that on my Facebook and my Twitter and all the other social networks, and that's how I would get engagement with people. That's how you create a meme. So it's a bit of a job, but it gets it done. Going back to my friend, I showed him exactly what I've just shown you, and he sat there and went, "Mike, that's really cool, but I don't really want to spend a load of money buying images off a big stock." I'm like, okay, not like somebody on a budget. Let's think of a workaround for that. And actually, there is a really cool one, and this is a great website if you haven't come across it before. I'm going to click onto it. It's called pixabay.com. Now, pixabay.com is really, really cool. It's kind of like open source photography, if you like, if anybody's familiar with that term. Effectively, there's photographers, good professional photographers who just want to get their work out there will join up to this website. They'll go on there with all their images and they'll just put them on there for free. And by free, I mean literally you can do what you like with this, with or without attribution. They're just free. You can have them. Get on with it. They get a bit of exposure. I mean, it's always nice to thank people if you ever use an image off here, that kind of thing. But ultimately, they're free. There's not usually such thing as a free lunch, but in this case, there absolutely is. Now, a slight word of warning. There isn't going to be as many images as the likes of big stock. You do, again, it all comes back to this kind of, if you're going to spend a load of money, then you're expecting a certain level from it. If you're going to pay $5 for an image, you want to pick from the best, and if you're going to get them from free, well, you've only got a couple of thousand to choose from. But in my experience, that's usually plenty. You'll usually find some nice stuff. And I mean, when you check out some of these images, they're awesome. They are genuinely really, really good, high quality professional images. And you can even download up to the very high res, 4,000 pixels, extra large thing. You could stick that on the side of a bus and it'd look cool if you were doing something in print or something. So it's a really cool website. So I said, look, get your images off there. They're free. That's all. All you need to do is set up your quote on it and you're off. He was like, right, yeah, okay. The problem is I'm really crappy when it comes to graphics. I just, don't. Photoshop and me just don't mix. I'm not even that great with a camera, so actually using something like Photoshop is just beyond me. And more to the point, it's a skill in itself. I'm one of my arts is graphic design, so that's really cool. I know my way around the likes of Photoshop. Dead simple. I do it day in, day out. I was like, look, I'm running out of ideas here, and it didn't take me that long to realise, actually, wouldn't it be really cool if there was a piece of software that would just do all this and make a really nice image that anybody, whether they can use Photoshop or not, or whether they've got a budget to go buying, posh royalty-free images, could just use and get the benefit of all this viral traffic and people engaging with them and all the rest of it. And that's when we had the idea for MemeDog. So since then, I've been hard at work, as per usual. Me and the guys building out something that would effectively automate the process that I've just demonstrated for you there. So I just want you to all bear in mind and just kind of make a note of this mentally, or even write it down, how long we've been on the webinar so far, how long it took me to demonstrate that to you. Obviously it took, in terms of the time investment to create one of those memes, I was explaining it, so it's going to take a little bit longer. I would say that for me personally, to create something like that that's worth having and would be, people would share and stuff, probably takes between 3 and 5 minutes a go or something like that. So plus the cost of the image and all the rest of it. So let's bring MemeDog in and I'll show you. And actually, this is going to be the quickest software demonstration I've probably ever done because it's just so damn quick. So
Yeah,
I'll do it
Mike,
a couple of times. And
Mike, one thing you're forgetting is you've got to figure out what you're doing. You got to figure out all those quotes and all that stuff. So it's not like you're, with MemeDog, it's creating more than just one meme.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, no, that's
if
exactly,
you want to sit down and create 100 of them, it's going to take you more than 3 minutes per.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's going to take 3 to 5 minutes per image. So if you want 100 of them, you're talking 10 hours solid work.
Right. Okay, well, I'll time this and we'll see how fast this works.
Okay. Yeah, that will be interesting. But
Okay.
I think my internet connection's a little bit throttled though because we're sharing screens and stuff, so that's going to slow it down. Let's just bear that in mind. Okay, so there we go. That's it. That's how it loads up. There's not a great deal to do on there. I'm demoing the pro version here. We'll talk. There is a basic version out that we're going to release as well that doesn't quite have so many features, but again, yeah, it's still a really great tool for doing what it does. So the first thing to do is choose a category. So you can, I mean, I think there's about 100 odd categories in the pro version, 20 something in the basic version. I mean, what's really cool actually is you can get quite specific. So we've got like Christmas coming up. There's stuff in there for that. You guys have just had your Thanksgiving thing, didn't you? So there's a Thanksgiving category. I think you've got some real good engagement with all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. I'll do funny, I think, and just out of interest see what that does because I haven't done that one yet. Interestingly, let's see what that does. I'm going to select funny. Now, this is really sort of powerful, really, because it's this promo text, and actually, this is a pro version feature. We don't offer that in the basic version because really the basic version is just aimed at people that just want to create a lot of images and just share them to basically drive engagement with the social platform that they're on. Whereas if the pro version is going to be really useful if you want to promote a website. I know Lee, you're probably going to mention this later, but so not to steal your thunder, but I know as you've been testing this, you've been driving some traffic to one of your new websites, and actually you've seen a spike in traffic, and it could only be this because you haven't done. It's
the only thing I've been doing. I was on Google Analytics, and I thought, well, how the heck did that happen? It's crazy.
Well, what it gives you the opportunity to do is to literally, like a little bit like I did over on Photoshop. I did my shameless plug for my blog. We can do the same on here. So in fact, I'll do that. So you just type in, and that could be, you can get really creative with this. And actually, I tested a meme out over on one of my Twitter accounts, and I just put retweet if you agree. It was like I can't remember what the quote was now, but I just put retweet if you agree as the promo text because I just wanted to draw attention to my that Twitter profile. And sure enough, people started retweeting it, and it's that kind of thing that can really spark. If you've pulled out a good image, that'll just go viral because they retweet and then all their followers see it and then all their followers retweet it and boom, it's going absolutely crazy. You can choose a font. There's a few in there to choose from. I'll stick with Arial. You can choose size as well. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. I'll make it sort of fairly large. How many should we do? Should we just do 10?
Yeah, let's do 10.
Let's do 10. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There is a little bit of setup when you first run the program, just to put some details in there, but that's dead straightforward. That's all explained anyway. So we'll click that. First thing it does is ask me where it wants to save the images to. So I'm going to select the memes folder, and what I'll actually do is I'm going to bring that folder over to to the screen so we can see. We should be able to see in real time images getting dropped into there, I would have thought. So there we go. So literally it's searching Pixabay. It's going to save the raw images, it's bringing them down. And actually this is using Pixabay's actual API. There you go, it's done 10. 50 minutes worth of work.
And there they are.
And yes, the dog did howl. MemeDog, for God's sake, it had to howl a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it sort of speaks for itself, really, doesn't it? That, you know, we've got a whole load of images in there. I mean, look at that. That's actually a pretty good one. I'm going to bring that one in.
I like that one. That's hilarious.
I don't mean to be funny. That's going to get, you know, I'll get that off the screen. But I mean, oh, perfect. Kittens. People love sharing kittens. I'm not really big on slapstick humor. I like gentle view. I mean, that is an image that will go viral all day long. I've seen enough images go viral in my time to know that people will click like if you put that on Facebook. End of story. And you know, they're just going to see my web address as often as they do. So, just for a laugh, I'm going to do 25. Let's pick a different category this time.
I forgot to time you, but yeah, go ahead and do 25.
Yeah, I'll do 25. Let's just pick a forgiveness. Let's see what that does. So just while that's good, that's kind of working. I'll pick the same folder so we can drop them. We can see them drop in there. Just to kind of explain the actual potential of this. What we've done with MemeDog is we've built into it a database of about 70,000 quotes. It's a pretty big database. We've compiled it from. I mean, if you could go and do this. There's probably about 7 or 8 sources on the internet that that you can get quotes from. We've just gone and kind of got them all. Oh, there we go. It's done 25. While I was. Did you time that, Lee? What was it? About 40 seconds or something?
I don't know. I got distracted.
All
Sorry.
All you need.
I'm a failure as a timekeeper. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
I feel a lot better. I'll sleep tonight. There we go. So you know, they're all different. I mean, you know, it's just such a variety. So there's about 70,000 quotes built into the database. So all that going off and trying to find a quote, you just don't need to bother anymore. It's built in there, and it comes with both the basic and the pro version. Both got the same amount of quotes in there as well. And obviously, because we're using Pixabay's actual API, we've got access to they've got about 280,000 images right now, and that's growing every day because, you know, obviously people are updating it and adding new images. So I did do the math the other day. It was something like 6.5 billion possible memes could be created with this software just by sitting there and clicking fetch my MemeDog, which is pretty astonishing. I mean, what that means in real time, you know me, I'm a big fan of well, that's all really cool throwing these huge numbers out there. What does that mean? Well, what that means is that the likelihood of somebody having already seen the meme that you've put up on your LinkedIn thing or your Twitter or whatever is probably 1 in 6.5 billion. You've got a lot more chance of winning the lottery than somebody seeing you recycling some crappy old content, which is, you know, that is the kind of thing that can set you aside from the guys that are just using the same old stuff. And you know, I've only got to look down my LinkedIn profile, and it's like, oh, I've seen that one as well. I'm not going to click like on it. I'm not going to engage with it because you know, it's a form of banner blindness.
Right. These are very fresh.
These are fresh. They're new, and the chances of 2 of the same being created are like, you know.
I mean, you know, it's almost no. You know, one thing that amazed me was I thought, well, there's a lot of randomness involved. So, you know, am I going to, you know, when I first started testing this several days ago, I thought, well, you know, maybe there'll be 1 out of a few hundred that'll be usable, but that actually turned out not to be true. Virtually all of them I could use. I mean, they were really, really interesting.
Quirky one. I will admit to that. You do get the odd quirky one that's like,
Well, the odd quirky one is frankly not bad because of the banner blindness type thing. I mean, you can put the same old junk, you know, the the little fat kid with the striped T-shirt who's pouting, and then you can put some, you know, that little blonde-headed kid on the beach, you know, and then you can put
Yeah.
something on there. But I mean, that
Footprints in
was,
Sand's a good one. I see that quite often.
yeah, that was good like 2 years ago when you hadn't seen it. But if you see that, you know, it's like, oh, whatever. These are really interesting, and you know, I'm getting them. Like you, I'm getting them retweeted, I'm getting them liked, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just popping them up on places.
Yeah.
And it's actually getting me traffic, which I thought was amazing.
The beauty of it is, I mean, it's like, you know, I've got a folder on my laptop. So I ran this on my laptop when I was testing, and I just kind of dumped 200 or 300 in there,
Yeah.
just while I was having a coffee and just playing with it. And it's, I mean, think about it. I've got 300 images just sat ready to go off and share it. Once you get used to actually how to share these on the social platform, I mean, in some cases it's drag and drop. It takes seconds. You know, it's nothing. And actually, what you've done is put a highly engaging piece of potentially viral content out onto a network with a promotional message into it in less than a couple of seconds. I mean, that is some serious power. It is some serious power.
Yeah, I popped one in Instagram. You know, I like Instagram. Started playing around with Instagram. I popped one in Instagram and got like 7, 8 likes within, and more than one comment within maybe an hour, something like that. It was crazy.
Mm.
Plus people reaching out to me and following me.
From your website, it's quite a simple concept. You know, let's not overcook it. You're putting something interesting in a place where people can see it, that you're going to get a reaction.
Right, yeah. I mean, the goal here is not to micromanage the meme. I mean, if you want to micromanage your meme, then go get Photoshop, go to iStock Photo or whatever you use, go research and have a big think about the perfect quote that goes with the perfect picture. I mean, that's a different thing. You know, the goal here is let's make a bunch of these, let's put them out on social media. They're so funny and so quirky and so imaginative. Like the frog one, like the one about God forgiving. I mean, it's so imaginative. People are going to stop and look at that. They're going to like it. They're going to share it. They're already doing this for us, and that's the deal. Because I mean, if you want to sit down and figure out the perfect meme for your business or your branding or something like that, then you know that's not this deal. This deal is use MemeDog. I got a bunch of them. Now I'm going to put a bunch of places. That took me all of 7 minutes to salt and pepper these things around social media. I'm getting traffic. Now I can move on with my day without really having to think about it.
And I think that's the thing, is that it drives with your message you can hard code in. I mean, that's where you're getting that traffic back to your website, is by people seeing those memes. And if you have them it's kind of like the law of large numbers, where you're just putting them out there, but your website is on, you know, a couple hundred memes or whatever on multiple social media platforms. You're bound to get traffic to it very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was experimenting with that and just putting it in LinkedIn, putting it in Facebook, putting it up on Twitter, playing around with it on Instagram, putting it on my web. I tell you, another one, putting it on my website and stumbling it.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is a website that basically, it's a repository for stuff. I do no marketing for it. You know, I'm looking on analytics, I'm thinking, whoa, I'm getting more views. Where'd that come from? You know, it wasn't from any, the only thing I posted was a few memes, and I stumbled them. So that's where that came from. Or it came from people finding the memes around and just going to the, you know, the imprinted URL. So yeah, this is cool. Let's talk about how people can purchase this, and then we'll have some Q&A. And Larry, that's a great question. That's been taken care of, and we'll talk about that during the Q&A, because that's a question that everybody's going to have. So, Mike, are you finished? You don't have to be, but are you finished showcasing this?
I think it's spoken for itself.
It's spoken for itself. Well, let's see. I'm going to do something.
I'll leave this nice God quote on the screen to finish that off.
I'm going to make myself the presenter, and we will show my screen. Yeah, MemeDog, basically, I mean, it's a fact. You know, these things create a lot of traffic, and getting to where you can do them rapidly is extremely important. I'm going to show you three things. I'm going to show you where you can buy this. It's for sale right now. It is at a peeps only sales price, as we always do when we finally get around to releasing our stuff to the public at large. As you know, the price goes up. There are a couple of OTOs. I'm going to show you those so that you know all about total transparency, everything, why. You can decide if you want it or not, either way. But here's MemeDog. Now, if you want to get it, you can get basic or pro at these prices right now. Mike, would you talk about the differences between basic and pro? We talked about that some.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of just sort of key differences between it. Really, effectively, we just wanted to we wanted to break it down because when I was showing this to a few people, they said, "Oh, I'd just use that to I'd just use that to post them onto my Twitter. That's all I'd do with it, and that'd be really cool." So I wanted to have a version that was a little bit less expensive and available to them, and so that's why we're doing the basic one. And effectively, it just doesn't have quite the functionality that the Pro one does. The main difference is the choice of categories. In the Pro version, you get over 100 categories, including all the holiday ones, and there's some quite niche stuff in there as well. So, I mean, what this is, we haven't even touched on using this for affiliate marketing and promoting offers and CPA and stuff like that. But I mean, this is way up there for exactly that. Now, if you're going to want to use it to do CPA, if you're going to want to use it to do affiliate stuff, then you're going to need the Pro version, in my opinion, because it's got the more niche categories in there, like fitness, health, education. I'm just looking now, computers, communication, design, diet. There's some kind of niche stuff that you get. Gardening, another one. I mean, if you're promoting a gardening offer, you're going to want quotes about gardening, aren't you, to go and do that.
Right.
So that's what you get with the Pro version. The other main difference being that the basic version doesn't have the facility to be able to superimpose the promotional text on there as well, which again is fine if all you want to do is create a little cool memes and drop them on your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever. That's cool. Basic will do that fine for you. You're just not going to be able to watermark in that promo image. And also, it's just we've had to put a throttle on the amount of images that it pulls through the API. So whereas you can literally create 100 at a time using Pro, it's just 25 on the basic version. Or 10 or 25, I can't remember without opening it. It's less anyway. It doesn't use the full API to pull those images in. But I mean, having said that, let's just put that into perspective. It takes me. I'm a professional. I've been doing graphic design for like the last 12 years. It takes me 3 to 5 minutes to do one of these things manually. So even at 10, that's 50 minutes work at the click of a button, professionally done with high quality images and all the rest of it. So basic is cool. If you just want it for your social profile or whatever, that's fine. Go with basic. If you're going to want to start promoting things and you want to do a bit of CPA, a bit of affiliate, you're going to need to go for Pro. That's kind of the main difference. It has got obviously the same amount of quotes in there, though. I'll just make that clear. So in terms of the amount of potential images that you can create, that's exactly the same. It just you can't make them quite as quick.
Okay, very cool. Now there are some OTOs. Okay. We have a lot of people on our list who come on our webinars who buy stuff from us, you guys who are interested in offline marketing. And so the first thing that we have, so this would be the first OTO that you would see, is, I mean, we're talking about social media, right? So these are basically cover graphics for various social media platforms. Gloria, your guys did this. You want to kind of go over what we have here?
Yeah, so we wanted to create an integrated, to have a really cohesive look. And when we launched SocioMigo, we created some landing pages, some banner, graphics
Mhm.
and stuff like that they could use. And so this is really cohesive. Like it's just a complete look and feel. So all of your covers are going to have that same cohesive feel and look. They're not going to look really different. It'll just be really good for branding your services. And then we picked I think it's about 8
Mhm.
kind of common offline type of markets. We have just general consulting. We have small business marketing, pay-per-click, video marketing, SEO, web design, and social media consulting, and then LinkedIn consulting. So we've got complete covers for that, which would be, your Facebook, your YouTube, Google Plus, LinkedIn, and then we have, I know I'm missing a couple because let me see, we've got
But Google Plus, Twitter,
Twitter, yeah,
LinkedIn, YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And guys,
yeah, all your important covers, yeah.
this looks slightly jumbled. We've nearly killed our outsourcers, or at least Gloria has. And
Sorry, I feel
we,
so
we
bad.
wanted to be able to show you absolutely everything so that you could see exactly what you're buying. So for Facebook profile page covers, you're looking at video marketing, SEO, um, pay-per-click, web development, LinkedIn consultant, just a generic consultant, social media marketing, and local business. And each of these would have its own cover graphic. And you would have cover graphics for all of these and for all of these platforms. And you can see what the price is. Again, this is a double first cousin peeps only price. So this would be for somebody who wants to get a really professional look and feel as an offline marketer. And again, I apologize for the slightly jumbled look. Our outsourcers are in the Philippines, and they're, I think, within a couple of days away getting hammered by a typhoon. So they've been
Yeah,
working
typhoon or
around the
something.
clock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
something.
got really torrential rains, and so I try to just get it done before you have to go and up on high ground type of thing. And
Yeah.
so they worked.
They've literally
Worked
been working around the clock. So
they have been, yeah. And these are in PSD, so you can
yes.
take them to Fiverr for $5 and get them, kind of edited with your information. Obviously, we don't know everybody's individual, phone numbers and all that stuff, but you can get them edited it's going to be cheaper to get them edited than to get, all of these made individually.
Oh yeah,
If you want to do
absolutely. So within a day, we will have this all cleaned up and looking very nice. You can see exactly what you're getting. And this will be exactly what you get inside the members area. Not everything may be in the members area today, but Gloria, would you give us like an ETA on that, 48 hours or so?
Yeah, I think 48 hours at the max. They're expecting the flooding to happen on the weekend, so
okay.
we're getting it all done before the weekend, yeah.
And that's not a real gun. Don't anybody get alarmed. It's an airsoft rifle. I just couldn't help myself because we decided to call this one Black Ops. Because basically what we're doing is, and we've gotten so into this, we've invented a verb called to MemeDog. So MemeDogging is the process of using, Gloria invented this word, by the way, is the process of using the software to create these memes and then using them to drive to create tons of engagement, a lot of traffic back to your sites. And it's called MemeDogging, and we've all been doing it a ton lately. It's really effective, and you want to do a lot of it. So what we thought we would do is show you how to do it, okay? Show you how to, we've got 5 modules here, Meme Madness in-depth training about how to post your memes on various social media sites, Google+, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Tumblr, StumblerPon, how to use a posting platform like Hootsuite and wrap up in an action plan and then an engagement webinar. In other words, basically kind of doing for y'all what we do in our coaching, which is not just tell you stuff, but help you integrate that so that you can move forward with it and actually make money out of it. Again, double first cousin price on this. So that's where we are with this. And the delivery on this is about a day late also. I mean, look.
It is.
Yeah, and then, don't take this the wrong way, but you can wait. I mean, if you want to actually make sure that's totally there when you log in. Now, MemeDog, the front-end software is done and complete, and it's ready to go, and it's, you know, we've just been using the heck out of it ourselves. The two OTOs are about a day or two behind. Some parts are there, some parts are not. When it all gets there, I'm raising the price. Okay, and that's totally cool. I mean, if you want to really wait until it's all there, that's fine. I don't blame you. You know, I might think through that myself, but the price is going to go up. So you can either buy it now and give us a day or two to get it there, or you can buy it later and the price will be higher. And either way is fine with us. We still love you and, you know, really appreciate your business and glad that you're on the webinar. So with that said, that's MemeDog and the two OTOs for this. Again, this is at a double first cousin price. Guys, I should put a counter on here because we're looking at a 72-hour sale. So I'll have a counter on here. That way you can come back and look at the page and figure out how much time you got left, etc., etc. That's where we are. And to buy it, go to bit.ly.com, bit.ly/MemeDog, all one word, bit.ly/MemeDog. And you can pick this up. Questions, anybody? I've seen tons of questions just sort of run by the chat while Mike was talking and I was talking. Tom bought it. Thank you very much. Rick is getting it. Thank you, Rick. Says it's a great idea and loves our work. Thank you so much for the kind words. Any questions about MemeDog, the OTOs, anything, you know? I had a few questions in earlier and I asked y'all to hold off till Q&A. Said, yep, got it, knew wanted it when we first talked about it last week. Yes, Rick, I can definitely do that. Rick wants the link in here. Here you go. Yeah, copyright. So Mike, tell us why we don't need to worry about copyright infringement.
Well, as I mentioned, you know, because we're sourcing the images from Pixabay via their API, effectively what we're doing is pulling images that the creator of those images, the photographer that has actually produced that professional image, he has put it out on the internet via Pixabay and just kind of said, look, anybody can use this image. I'm not even asking for anything in return. You can just have it. You know, I'm just glad to know I'm a creative type. I'm glad to know that people out there using my work. Get on with it. Do whatever you like with it. You don't even have to link back to it. So we're just really harnessing that. I mean, if people can't sleep at night and want to really, like, you know, reach out, what you can do is go on to Pixabay and there's a donate button on there. So if you want to kind of go and buy somebody a coffee or whatever, then it makes you feel a bit better and you can sleep at night, then please feel free. I mean, whilst you're doing it, if you want to buy me a coffee or better still a beer, then do that as well. But in the meantime, you're more than welcome to just use the images however. So we're just basically capitalising on that facility. I mean, who'd have thought? Well, that's the internet for you, and there's lots of people out there, and
well, it's a great way for, you know, new unestablished photographers to get some experience and to, you know.
I mean, it's a little bit like SoundCloud is to music.
Right.
I mean, you know, if anybody's familiar with that, musicians will go on there, they'll put the music that they've made on it, and you know that people will download it for free, and that's cool. And actually, where there is a commercial value to, because in the music industry, they'd go to a record label and say, hey, look, people really like my music. I've had
exactly
so many thousand downloads. Well, the photographers will do exactly the same. That, you know, and that you know, it might get them a job in the magazines or whatever. So there is. It's not all good faith and goodwill and stuff, but there is a kind of a good measure of that in there as well, which is nice.
Denise, yeah, go ahead, Gloria.
I was going to say, and you can see when you go into Pixabay, I mean, it gives you full license to basically do whatever you want to with the images that you get off of Pixabay, which is where we're getting the images. I mean, it's very clear that it's, you know, they're fully flexible. You can use them. You can, you know, add stuff. You can edit them, just whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you're actually helping people because they're fledgling photographers, and they need to get their download count up so that they can do exactly what Mike said. They are trying to get some traction as photographers. So Denise has a very good question, Mike. How many categories are there in the pro version?
Forgive me, because I lost my bit of paper. I counted them all and then lost my bit of paper that I had it on. I think it's 122.
So more than 100, yeah.
It's more than 100, yeah. There's like tons of them.
And there's a lot of detailed categories in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason we put so many in there is, I mean, well, there's two reasons. First of all, quote sites tend to categorize quite like that, and I thought actually we really need to make use of that because you know I do a little bit of CPA on the side just because it's easy money, and you know the thing with that is if you've got to have relevant stuff, otherwise it just don't get picked up on. You know, so there's stuff, there's sports, there's gardening, there's travel, there's you know there's things that you're going to be able to create that are going to resonate with the people that you want to get to fill in your offer, or you want to click and buy your Amazon thing or whatever it is. They're going to resonate, they're going to get engagement, and that's why they're there really, because it works.
Matt wants to know if he can upload his own pictures to MemeDog.
No.
No, Matt, this is designed to be like totally painless. You know, you run it, you get the memes, because your goal here is to create traffic, create engagement, get people liking your stuff, get people looking at your stuff, retweeting your stuff so that somebody else sees that and says, wow, that's cool. You know, well, let me check that person out. Oh, that's cool. Let me follow that person.
You could stick your images on Pixabay and everybody could use them.
That's an interesting idea.
That would work.
What other questions do we have? Matt, you'd have to talk with Mike about that. What other questions do we have while we have everybody assembled in one place where we can hopefully answer them? Yeah, Jazz says this saves a ton of time. It really does. It really does. And so this is not like a quote of what Mahatma Gandhi said or something like that. I mean, it's not like the most earth-shattering thing, or
there are a few Gandhi quotes.
Well, right when that came out of my mouth, I was thinking, I actually saw some quotes from some pretty interesting people.
There's loads of like presidential quotes as well, I think.
Yeah, again, the goal here is to, I mean, it's...
Like, your president saying, I don't know, I'm not supporting. I dare say if your president said it, our prime minister will probably be saying it quite shortly afterwards and agreeing, so...
I'm just waiting until you be quiet, because I try not to get political on when I'm doing business. Because we've joked about all of our guys before. But anyway, you totally blew my thought out of my head. But anyway, yeah, the thing is you're creating engagement, you're creating traffic, and it really does that. As a matter of fact, I mean, what Mike mentioned about the banner blindness, I think there's a quote blindness too. I mean, how many times have you seen Mahatma Gandhi with virtually no clothes on saying something really pithy about humanity, and do you still read it? I don't. But I mean, if you see those two frogs, or you see that tree thing and about God forgiving you because it's his job, I guarantee you're going to read that and you're going to think, man, that is really funny. It's quirky. It's a little off-centered, which is actually a big component of humor. And that's the kind of thing. You don't need to retweet Mahatma Gandhi, right? Everybody's seen that, right? But you do need to retweet, you do need to like, you do need to share things that are really different and kind of out of left field, and that's what this does so well. Well, yes, and Jazz, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. It says Jas. I don't know whether it's Jazz or short for Jason. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, that person said, short for James, my bad, I apologize. Thank you, James. Anyway, James says the deal is the creation of so much content in such a short amount of time.
Yep, that's it.
That's
That's it
huge because
exactly.
we are a visual world now. I mean, you can sit down and write blog posts and all that stuff till the cows come home, but you're not going to really, unless it's about something very narrow, you're not going to get the focused engagement that you get out of these memes. I'm getting more engagement even on LinkedIn, even as something as stuffy as LinkedIn. I mean, it's stuffy compared to Twitter, right? Because it's all about business and stuff like that. I'm getting more engagement out of these little memes than I'm getting out of, curated content of ultra cool articles about what you should have done with your retirement 2 years ago from Forbes magazine, you know. So why? Because again, it's left field, it's cool, it's funny, it kind of makes sense. It's got a humor aspect to it, and people love that. People need that. They need something fresh.
I think anytime you can do that branded content,
Yeah.
man, and if you can put it out in mass quantity like this, I mean, that just equals traffic. There's, the end of the story.
Let me go over the front end product, which is the software. You can buy and the two OTOs because a couple of people arrived late and want to know about that. Again, these are your double first cousin prices, as we always do for people who bought stuff from us before. This is the basic price. You're looking at it right here. $11 for the basic, $14 for the pro version. For people who want to really brand themselves well as various types of offline consultants, we have a cover art package. This is cover art for Facebook, and excuse the kind of jumbled up images here. We virtually killed Gloria's outsources getting this all put together for today, and we need another day or two maximum, probably knowing Gloria and her guys, probably a day, but let's say two maximum to get this all sorted. But anyway, and I'm going to read through the categories here in a second, but for each category, i.e. Facebook, G+, et cetera, we have cover graphics that cover 8 different kinds of specialties, and you can see these right here: web marketing, SEO, pay-per-click, web development, LinkedIn consultant, a generic consultant, social media marketing, and local business marketing. So when this gets all straightened out graphically, you will see everything that you're going to get with this package. 8 of these under each. So we've got these for Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And these are cover graphics. So, and $21, again, considering how much it costs us to have that made, that's definitely, it's like a triple first cousin price. And then we have what we call MemeDog Black Ops. Don't worry, that's not a real gun. It's my son's airsoft rifle. Although it looks really cool, doesn't it? I love that thing. You ever get shot by one of those? It really hurts. But this, as we started as we use these software and we started creating all these memes, and we started salting and peppering them around, on social media and getting engagement and, Skyping each other and say, I just had somebody share this, or somebody just retweeted that. It's amazing how fast that happens. Gloria invented a verb for this process, which is called meme dogging. So that is the process of using MemeDog to create all these graphics, create all these memes, and then using these to just get crazy engagement and a delightful amount of traffic to anything you want. So what we're going to teach you to do is how to do this. Okay, so we're going to teach you how to MemeDog, and we're doing this in 5 modules. First module will cover how to do this, and then we're talking about details here, details in Google+, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Anybody that's taken our training before, I mean, knows that we over-deliver, under-promise and over-deliver, and just basically just let out everything that we know. I don't hold anything back. So this is going to be this is good social media training for engagement and really how to use those platforms effectively, with the memes, your
Right.
branded content.
It's not just here's how to get the meme on the platform.
Right.
It is here's how to use the platform, and here's what this meme is going to do for you, and then how to leverage that to do whatever you want. Google Plus, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Tumblr stumble upon how to integrate this with posting platforms and action plans, engagement webinar. Because, again, it's like in our last coaching, we don't like to just tell you stuff and then walk away and say, great, that's wonderful. We like to give you an action plan so you can really get going. Lyle, that's hilarious. Lyle's talking about my rifle. But anyway, again, double first cousin price, because this is a massive amount of training. The links to all this are not there yet, again, because our Gloria's VAs are kind of...
You've got to render some of the videos and stuff, and they're in the middle of torrential rains, not quite to where they have to go to high ground, but I'm trying to get everything done before they have to go to high ground, and kind of worked them. They finally said, this morning, can I stop? My eyes are burning. I can't see anything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Gloria kept them up till just ungodly hours. Matt, I may be able to find that for you right now. Matt, when you first get on the software, Denise, that's not a bad idea. When you first get on the software, if you will look up at the top, I think it's where it says Tools. There's a pull down. That opens up a new window. There's a link. That link goes to a page on one of my sites that tells you exactly how to do all the Pixabay stuff. Okay, so that should walk you through that whole thing. I can't offhand remember the URL. It doesn't? Well, we'll have to look at that.
It's pixabay.com/API/doc.
No, wait, yeah, but I got a little thing here. I think I said Pixabay. Maybe it didn't get linked up in there. Let's see where this goes, Matt.
It's linking up okay for me.
Because this is my. Matt says, "Oops, you see it now." Well, I mean, I'm glad you brought it up, because this is something that it's not hard to do. It's really easy to do, but it's something that people need. The first time you run the software, you got to hook it up with Pixabay, okay, which means you need a Pixabay account, which is free and it's totally painless to get. But the software opens a window which has a little link in it, and so it's about, if I remember, it's about 2/3 the way down. Now, I've forgotten exactly what it said on the link. But anyway, when you click that, it's going to take you to this page on one of my sites, and it's going to say Pixabay integration, really simple. Click here. Excuse me, that's going to take you to Pixabay. You sign up. Click here, you go to their API page. Once you go to their API page, you can, this shows you where to find the parameters, the username, password, and all that stuff. And this video shows you how to put all that inside the software. You have to do that one time, and then from here on out, then when you run the software, you don't have to do that again. But that's just how they talk to each other. So I think I covered the two OTOs, what they are, why you might want to get them. You don't have to get them, but why you might want to do that. Denise says we need T-shirts saying I'm a meme dogger. I think that's probably a very, very good idea. Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah, it could say something like I'm a meme dogger, social amigo, or something like that. Any other questions? Licensing for the basic, you get one computer per license. Okay, for the Pro, Mike, how many installs were we looking at on the Pro?
It's 2, so if you want to give it to your outsourcer, you can do.
Okay. So 2 installs on the Pro. So Lyle, that was the answer to your question. Any other questions? And again, if you want to buy this, there's going to be a counter on the page. It's 72-hour sale like we normally do. I'll put a counter up there so y'all can keep track of it. What is today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? So Saturday night I'll take it down. It'll come back if you miss it. It's just the price is going up. And if you miss Social Migo, by the way, we're going to have that back because somebody just asked me about that. We're going to have that back for sale, but the price has gone up some on that too. Any other questions while we're talking? Anything we can help you out with? Questions about this before you decide whether it's something that you need? Mark, the difference between basic and pro. Mike, you want to explain that again? Mark just got on late.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, very quickly then, the main difference between Basic and Pro is obviously there are less features in Basic, and the reason for that is Basic is the ideal tool to purchase if all you're really looking to do is create some memes that you're gonna use just on your social profile. You're really only trying to attract attention to those profiles that you're sharing them on, and that's really the main purpose of what you're doing. And you probably, it's probably not something you'd use for clients and stuff like that either. Although you can do, we've not put a limitation in on that. It's just it's more for the kind of single user who's just using it for their own self-promotion on social media. The Pro version's got a couple of extra features in there that make it quite a formidable tool when it's, whether it's CPA you're using or affiliate or consultative sort of client-based work, or a website that you want to promote. I mean, the list is endless. The reason being there are the categories in which you can create memes from. There are over 100 on the Pro version. There's like 20 on the basic version. It's just kind of your motivational stuff and that kind of thing. The Pro version's got some real niche, is that how you guys say it? Niche stuff? Niche, as we say in the UK.
Niche. I've started saying niche. I'm trying to talk the Queen's English here.
It's a French word originally, so I think that's where that, anyway, we're getting totally sidetracked. It's got, you can really drill down, and what it allows you to do is create a meme that's going to really resonate with your target audience. So if you're promoting a gardening offer, there's a gardening category. If you're promoting a beauty offer, there's a beauty category. If you're promoting health or fitness, there's a health and fitness category. So that's really great because it's going to resonate, it's going to be relevant. The other thing is, on the Pro version, there is the ability to add, and it's stamped within the image, so it can't be removed easily. So that means that anybody that shares it is going to also share your very own promotional message. Now that can be a web address, that can be a call to action, it can be anything you want pretty much. There are a couple of ways that works really, really effectively. One is stick a web address on it. For some reason, when people see, yeah, it's really cool if they're clickable, but in this particular instance, the fact that it isn't clickable because it's part of the actual image actually isn't a bad thing, because it means wherever the image goes, so does the URL. And also because they can't click it, you'll be surprised how many will actually go and dial it up because they kind of want to know what it is. The fact that they can't, it's like, I've got to know what's there when I click it. So people that do actually go and do that, as Lee can testify. Now you've started to see some good traffic already on a website that nobody else knows about, apart from the memes that you've sent out there. So that works really, really well as well. The other way is to put a call to action that prompts engagement. So click like if you agree, retweet this if you like all those kinds of things that literally tell whoever's seen it to perform a social action that will then lead the image to go viral. If you tell people to click like, people will click like, and of course you do that on Facebook, all their friends see it, and before long all their friends see it too, and the thing's gone viral and lots of people have seen it. So they're the two main differences. The only other thing being that you're just slightly throttled on the amount of images that you can actually create in one go on the basic version. I can't open it because I've got my Pro version open at the minute. I think it's 25. It's either 10 or 25 that you can create in one go, whereas on the Pro version you can do up to 100 at a time. So again, Pro's just a little bit more heavy duty. If you're going to use this for some proper marketing stuff, you know, it's worth an extra few dollars to get that pro version. I would say. But
Well,
if it's
having
just
that field where you can put in a call to action like, retweet if you like this or, like it or whatever, or your website, that's huge. I mean, there's some platforms like Instagram where the only thing on Instagram is one link in your profile.
mm,
So, I mean, you can't have you're not going to have clickable stuff there anyway.
no.
And just dropping a little hint here, guys, this thing's dynamite on Instagram. I mean, it's just dynamite. It's an unfair advantage.
Mm.
So cool. Mark, I hope that answers your question. Um, what if somebody wanted to sell a meme to a client? Like let's say that you had an offline client and perhaps you wanted to charge them per meme or you want to just sell a meme. I mean, I've got a bunch of people asking me how much you would sell an image for.
Well, I think Big Stock Photo have probably answered that question quite nicely for us. Anywhere between $1 and $5 is the going rate for an image without a quote on it. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it, for me, I mean, I would bump that. I would add a zero to that, frankly.
hmm
I mean,
Or
because
you could
yeah,
actually do this as a service for them, where their website URL is on there and
I
do
mean, that
posting
adds
or
a ton of
something for
value. I
them.
mean, I've done a lot of consultancy stuff, and when you start factoring creative things like that, I mean, people
hmm
just fully expect the price to start rocketing. I mean, if you're kind
hmm
of building that into your consultancy service, you're really giving some value to your client.
Yeah, because they don't know that you're creating this with MemeDog. They could think that you're doing, what Mike did at the beginning, which is get out Photoshop, which is a high price tool, manually create these, manually format, all that type of stuff, which is 3 minutes in Photoshop, but then the time it takes to pick the quotes and the images
Can
themselves.
I just add, it's
So
3
yeah,
minutes in about 12 years of practice.
yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a great upsell product. It would be great to, y'all hear that dog? That's not meme dog. That's a real dog. That's my extremely untrainable. We don't even know what she is, but for some crazy reason we love her. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, it would be a great foot in the door product. It would be great to use this to say, I'll post, I've got all these memes I can post, and then do that, and then you build your way up into actually managing somebody's entire social media presence,
hmm
which actually happened to one of our coaching clients, Gloria, in
Yep.
the space of
Yeah,
what, 2 weeks or
exactly.
something? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
he just
huge.
goes to one of his clients that he was just doing some work for and says, hey, I can do all this stuff. And now he's like, he's like doing the whole social media everything for them.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. People are looking for people who actually know what they're doing. And this using memes to drive traffic is an indication that you actually do know what you're doing because it actually works.
hmm
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. And as soon as Matt's asking when we're going to release Social Amigo, that's all dependent on the guy finishing up, polishing up the sales letter, who is yours truly, and we, who is burning the candle at both ends recently. But I think we're looking at a day or two, something like that. You're on our mailing list. We'll just mail everybody. You're always welcome to reach out to us and say, hey, is it ready yet? Okay, so yeah, but I can write better than anything. So this like it's like telling Beethoven to use a player piano. I mean, it's all good. I have no ego except when it comes to writing stuff. Thank you, Wall. Wall just invested in MemeDog Pro. This is awesome. This is a killer piece of software. Anything else that we can help you guys out with? Well, that was our previous product, which is called Socio Amigo, which basically implements what we call the triple whammy, which was, I don't know if it was invented, but it was brought to Mike by another friend of his who actually, Mike, didn't you say your friend used this to get inside Buckingham Palace to sell them a bunch of luxury goods?
And Rolls-Royce as well.
Yeah, so in other words, it works. Um,
Yeah.
Paul, that's a great question, and you asked that earlier. Hang on just a sec, we'll talk about that. Basically, what Social Migo does is it automates the following: reaching out. I know it's a crazy word. Hang on. Like social. So that's where the she is. Amigo, where amigo came from. I don't know. I think, Mike, you had a domain for that. It's a great
Friend,
name.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so, Walt, this automates the following: going to LinkedIn and building a targeted audience, getting their information, finding them on Twitter, following them on Twitter. So in other words, now they see you double, right? They see an invitation on LinkedIn, they're on their phone, they're looking at Twitter, they say, oh my God, the same person just followed me on Twitter. Okay, you're showing up on their radar, scrapes their email, contact information, phone number, et cetera, so you can complete the loop if you want. You don't have to, actually. It works if it just does those two automatically very, very well. But you can complete the loop by sending them a direct mail piece, sending them an email, calling them up, according to what you're selling. We had that for sale for our guys. You're obviously one of our guys. For last couple of weeks ago, for like a 72-hour period, which is what we're doing. We're trying to give you guys a break on the price, and then we release it to the public at large. But we will be re-releasing this within a day or two. It's just a matter of me tightening up a couple of little things about the sales letter. When we do that, I'll be sending out an email to everybody, and you will get the email. Gregory is in. Thank you so much. Paul has a great question. Mike, Paul says, how do the memes now comply with Facebook's limit to the maximum percentage of image space that can be text?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I've looked into that some because you know me, if it's going to be broken, I'm going to break it.
But we have had some of our beta testers, and I just do crazy. I see all these memes all over the place now with some of our beta testers
right.
are just going this MemeDog crazy. So
yeah, here's the deal, Paul. It's not a we're not using this for an ad. Okay, now some Facebook ads that I run that have a fair amount of text on them, it seems like almost a roll of the dice whether it gets approved or not, because I'll have some get approved and some don't. They don't kick them all back. So because I like some text on ads. In terms of promoted posts and stuff like that, we've had zero problems with this. The stated threshold out as of, what's this, almost end of 2014, a couple of years ago, the stated threshold is no more than 20% of the area. That would be 1/5, right? I'm not really, I think we're probably around 1/5 the area if you actually look at the memes like that frog meme. It's according to how big the quote is. That frog meme was, the text was much less than 1/5 of the area. I think some of them might be slightly more than 1/5 of the area.
It depends on the quote.
Yeah, it depends on the quote. It also, frankly, I was looking into this, when Mike created this and gave me the software, and I thought, well, is this going to break that and stuff like that? So we gave it to some beta testers. They started doing, some promotions with it. That all worked fine. But also looked at it online just to see what had happened to that 20% thing, because I hadn't noticed any problems. It seems that, now this is just anecdotal, but I'm just trying to tell you everything that I know about it, or that I think I know about it. It seems that Facebook, for like putting a meme on a page or something like that and, promoting that, it seems that Facebook might have relaxed that 20% thing. Not for ads, okay? I will get an ad rejected. Not always, but I will get ads rejected for that. but it seems like they might have relaxed that
I have to
somewhat.
say, in my experience, Lee, it's the approval has so much to do with where you're sending the traffic anyway. I mean, if you're
Right.
sending it through to your Facebook page and not away from Facebook, you can get away with murder more often than not. Whereas, you know, if you're trying to send a visitor away from Facebook, which clearly Facebook would rather you didn't.
Yeah, I think that's some of it. You know, just like all internet marketing, it's, you know, it, you're building you're always somewhat building your house on sand, and we are at the mercy of these giant corporations, uh,
Hmm.
you know, who change the rules like Google. And so, you know, having said that, might as well roll with it, you know, while you can. It may
I
work
mean,
forever, you know.
yeah, and with a combination of 6.5 million possible memes,
You can
you
always
know,
you
you're
can
gonna.
always choose one that's less than 1/5 of the
I
space. I
mean,
mean,
they spit them out so fast. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know exactly how many look like. To me, they're probably more than 1/5 of the space, but it's probably less than 75%. I've never
Yeah. I
counted.
mean,
That's a guesstimate, but it's this is a completely usable piece of software. Like if Facebook was going to totally clamp down on that and just get real, you know, real crazy about it, you know, you still have thousands upon thousands of memes you can create that will be just fine for that in terms of you know, the ratio of the area. Wall, hit me up on Skype right after we're done. Okay. Anything else, folks? That was a great question. Thank you so much for that. I saw that question earlier and was trying to remember the question, but I didn't, Paul. So thank you for popping that back in there again. That's a good question. Anything else while I've got you here? Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, and hope you enjoyed the software. It's Gregory, there is going to be a replay. We should have that up and mailed out to everybody probably sometime tomorrow, maybe even tonight. I'm not sure. I have to reformat it and do some stuff to it, but we will definitely do that as fast as we can do that. And it will be, when you see the replay, it's going to be above this picture. In other words, in this little space, just, you know, just above there. Okay. You will see a large video there. So it'll be on this same page. Excellent. Thanks so much, folks. You know, we deeply appreciate your business. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. And just, you know, keep on keeping on. See y'all later.
Cheers, guys.
Bye, guys.
Keep dogging.
keep meme dogging,
Yep.
dude.
Happy MemeDogging. That's right.
Happy meme dogging. We need a meme dog song. We need a, you know, it's like what was that
theme
singer? Darren, you know, the whole surfer movie thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Darin, remember? Well, Gloria, you're too young. So anyway,
I'm
Bobby
too
Darin.
young.
Yeah,
And so is Mike. So.
yeah, everybody's too young
Well,
except for me. Yeah, everybody's too young except for me. But I think his
Who?
name was Bobby Darin. Yeah. Well, whatever. Okay, just forget that. Yeah, I'll see y'all later. Yeah, I hate you two guys. But anyway, bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, bye.